Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. We're getting to that time of year here as we approach the holidays where, and I know it's really beginning to ramp up now. For those of you that are looking to decorate, for those of you that are looking for marvelous gifts, we've got a number of craft fairs throughout the 4 states, and one of those has become an extreme staple. And the reason I'm going to call it a staple, I'll explain here in just a little bit. But first, I want to welcome in Reagan Gillette. Reagan, thank you. Number one, thank you so much for your time early this morning. And number two, I realized this morning it's 30 years for the Cecil Floyd Craft Fair. Congratulations, number one, 30 years.
Yeah, it's awesome. We have such great support. It's great.
Now, I know you've been involved with this for several years by yourself, but now you're in charge of the coordination and whatnot. But as you reflect upon this in your time there, what does it mean when you look at something that makes 3 decades of sustainability, success, and obviously popularity worth it? Why did you want to be a part of this?
Well, it comes down to the kids, comes down to the school. We love our school, and we want to do whatever we can to help support the kids and the teachers that teach our kids to have the best resources available, to have the most opportunities. And so when this craft show came along for me, I knew I had to participate because I know what the benefits are. I've seen it firsthand. My kids have felt it. So I wanted to make sure that I did my part to keep it going. And when you have such loyal vendors and loyal customers that have been coming since kids have grown up, with grandparents and parents doing this, it's so much fun. You want to be part of it.
Well, one thing I want to touch upon are the vendors, because folks at home, if you have never been to the Cecil Floyd Craft Show, you may think, oh, what, we have like 10 to 15 people like in the cafeteria set up like that. No, there's a magical number that Reagan and her coordinating crew were able to eclipse this year. So Reagan, I'll let you give us the specifics on the number of vendors you're going to have on Saturday.
It is incredible, the show up we've had this year. I think the max that I've seen since I've been doing it is 100 and something. And we're at over 125 now. And these are not just your regular vendors. These are handcrafted people that spend blood, sweat, and tears making decor, making doggy sweaters from hand, homemade, you name it, jewelry, body care. It's all over the board. It's wonderful.
That is amazing. 125 vendors. One of the things I love to talk about is you do this very unique thing called an early bird special. Essentially, what we're asking you to do, folks, come out early, because Reagan's going to tell us about a lot of things you can take advantage of by showing up early.
Yeah, it's worth it. And the early birds are ready to go. 8 o'clock. Our regular opening is at 9, and the entry is a $3 per person donation. But early bird's wonderful because if you've ever come, you know that there's not great parking, a lot of street parking, and we have the parking, but it's kind of crazy. But people love to get there early, get a great parking spot. Above and beyond that, you get first opportunity to shop for a whole hour, and with a lot less crowd. And there's certain specific booths people love to congregate to, and although we have some awesome ones this year, but there's some specific ones they go in straight to find, and so they get that opportunity to get there first. Secondly, or next, they get the raffle items that we're doing this year are incredible, and so they get first dibs on that too. So first dibs on the options on the raffle table to pick what they want, and we have multiple raffle announcements every hour this year.
Yeah, I want to get to the raffles, but folks, what Reagan is telling us, all we have to do is show up at 8 o'clock, and remember that $10, that's a donation. I don't want anybody thinking about that as an entry fee. That is a donation helping out our 4-state kids right there. And I'm all about the parking. You had me sold when you're like, Michael, you're going to get a parking spot. I'm like, I'm doing the early bird special.
It's crazy.
For some people who may not be able to make it early in the morning, I understand you're going to continue those raffle prizes, though, throughout the course of the day, right?
All day long with 125 vendors and an 8-hour show. We've got plenty of time and a lot of stuff to give away.
So in other words, if I do my math right, we may be doing more than a raffle an hour.
Oh, 100%. I was doing the math too. I'm thinking I mean, if we can do 4 or 5 an hour, that's about where we're at.
Just gonna start. Reagan's going to start giving stuff away, people. That's why you need to go check it out. Once again, Cecil Floyd Craft Fair, the 30th year, and the early bird special that Reagan was telling us about. And Reagan, correct me if I'm wrong here. 8 o'clock is when you're going to open the door for us early birds, right?
That's right. For a $10 entry fee, you get your entry, gives you a ticket, that goes into the raffle. It's not an extra cost to get into the raffle. And
then at 9, the doors open and we rock and roll.
Wide. That's right. It's going to be great. Don't forget to come get cinnamon rolls. If nothing else, come get your famous cinnamon rolls.
Oh, you know I'm going to buy. You know I'm in for that. Once again, more than 125 vendors taking place tomorrow, this Saturday. The Cecil Floyd Craft Fair, their 30th year. Reagan, number 1, congratulations. Number 2, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it.
We'll be back with more KOAM Morning News right after this.